This is a new brand on the market, but with experienced staff. They already have several models in their product range. I invite you to check out one of them. It's the L28MIN bike. Large wheels, a comfortable design, and you'll learn everything else in the full review. Check it out. It has an 18-volt 36 volts battery and a 36 volts system, giving us 648 W. The manufacturer claims a range of 120 kilometers. In my opinion, it's up to 90 kilometers. The motor is 500 W and 40 Newton meters. The price of this bike is $32.99. PLN. You'll find a link in the description below the video. If you're interested in this brand, you're welcome to check it out. And look, the components are well protected, even with bumpers for the discs and wheels. Oh, we did it. Look, the basket is metal. More on that in a moment. And inside is a box of magic and charms. The basket, listen, it's so sturdy. For a city bike like this, it's truly something. We have the lights, a thumb shifter, you don't have to install it, assembly tools, a front wheel clamp, reflectors, a stem cap, a screw-on cap, metal pedals, and a cool front searchlight with a horn. The user manual. A 42 volts 2-pole charger with a European plug and a bicycle plug. And we'll need to do a little assembly, but first, disassembly. We'll see what the bike looks like when disassembled with all the accessories. We have a fender, and we still need to install a rack. It's cool to see it has that lifting handle. And the maximum load capacity is 25 kilograms. The saddle is nice and soft. The seat post is shown. There's also a maximum height. We'll see how it works for tall people like me. Now listen up, the most important thing. Damn, look at that huge wheel. About a Z with tread, very nice because it's a city tire, very fine grained, a 700 by 45 C tire, so that's about 2 inches. 28 by 2 inches. And a 160 disc. This is what the bike looks like after unboxing with accessories. So, a quick assembly, and we'll show you what it looks like. Assembly went well. Nothing was missing. Among other things, we had to install the wheel, handlebars, rack, lights, front fender, and wheel reflectors. The derailleur required a minor adjustment to work properly. Remember to check all the bolt connections before the first ride, and basically, that's all there is to it. Finally, there's the front basket. We can attach it. We have the bolts here. Well, I'll install it, because there's a shifter, you can install it, but you don't have to. For the purposes of the review, I'll install the shifter. See how simple it is. Pop, and you're all legal. We've assembled the bike. Look at those huge wheels. The 28-inch wheels really do the trick on this bike. The brakes are basic, mechanical, 160mm cable-operated disc brakes. The rack is 25 kilograms. The rear also has the same brakes, basic brakes and a disc. The brakes are nice, and we have the rims. The tire, you've already seen that here. At the front, we have that headlight, and we also have a basket on the front. The handlebars have standard grips, a light switch, and a horn. We also have a display, a standard one, but look, it has phone charging, which is great. The handlebars are nice and contoured. The stem is also contoured, slightly raised. A bit like a half goat, you could say. The gear shifter is 7-speed. The throttle control, the mechanical brake lever. The frame looks pretty cool. It has 2 tubes. It also has a top tube, but it slopes down a bit, so it's definitely a bit easier for shorter people to stand on. The battery is a built-in water bottle cage mounted under the lower frame. It's a basic shock absorber with no adjustments. The saddle, as I said, is soft and nice. It has a sturdy kickstand. The assist sensor is a paw sensor, meaning the crank rotation sensor. It's a standard, basic sensor. The motor, as you can see, is 36 volts. There's lighting on the rear, and also lighting in the front. The Shimano Tourney TZ derailleur with a long cage. And it also has 1428 gears. It's a freewheel. It's a simple bike, but it really looks great. I'm curious how this bike will perform while riding, because it's truly impressive. Those huge wheels give the impression of being such a cool bike. And now, how I look on this bike. The saddle is all the way up. Well, let me tell you, it's a real hit. See for yourself. It's just right. Maybe I'd raise it a centimeter if I could, but I feel comfortable on this bike. The handlebars are narrow and nicely contoured. Well, let me tell you, it's cool. Look, I can barely reach the saddle with my legs, so it's a really nice position. I'm neither lying down nor too upright. It's an optimal position. The distance between the handlebars and the saddle is great. Nice, because thanks to that large wheel, I have such a long distance to the tip of the front wheel. Overall, it's a very nice position. And now, how do I look on this bike? First impressions. I'm very tall. I'm 162 centimeters, 5 feet 11 inches, and I'm afraid it will be too big for me. Although, the inseam is a bit low, but at the back, the saddle is already blocking me from moving forward, so the frame is definitely a downside for me. It's a bit too high for me. Overall, the position on the bike is nice because both the handlebars and the saddle are high, so you don't feel like you're lying on it. Could you make it another 2 centimeters lower?
I could, but my leg is quite straight, and I think it would be comfortable to ride this bike a bit, just like it is now. So, since I'm 162 centimeters tall, a slightly shorter person could do it too. I think it would be comfortable to ride. The rower is very comfortable, although quite narrow. It's not too hard, not too soft, just right.
And the bike weighs 28 kilograms with the battery. The battery. You take out the battery, twist it, and pull it up very easily. And the battery has parameters of 36 volts, 18 hours. This battery weighs 3.7 kilograms. You can check the visor. How much power you have. The same goes a little higher, then lower, and you have to close the lock. And that's it. We start the bike, which is battery level 1. We turn it on, and we have this nice, colorful display. Up and down, there are 5 levels of assistance. Walk assist goes from minus to 6 per hour. There's a light at the front. Here's a button, and look, the front light is on. Okay, it's on at the front. The rear light is on too. Let's check if it has a brake light. Well, it has a brake light. Look, one lever, the other lever. Great. What else can we see on this display? We have ODO, which means total mileage, daily mileage, and voltage. It's nice that we have a voltmeter. There's a battery indicator, a pictogram 1, of course, but we also have a voltmeter indicator, and the disconnect time, and that's basically all. The average and maximum speed are also shown. 2 buttons at once, a hidden plus-minus menu, and we're switching. Take a look at the modes we have now. And now see the 8th P8. And I can go up to 67, or 25, or 67 at this point and see what speed the bike will now reach with just the throttle minus 38 kilometers per hour, not quite according to the odometer. I'm locking it again because I'll be riding on public roads for tests. Where I won't be riding on public roads, I'll unlock it. The throttle works up to 25 kilometers per hour, though it depends on the gears. So the throttle works like a motorcycle's, providing assistance up to 25 kilometers per hour. If you're worried about control, you simply don't need to install the throttle. I'll install it for the test and use it. If you don't need the throttle, you can simply remove it and, as you saw in the video, detach it. Simply disassemble it completely. Magnet test. steel rack, steel frame, aluminum kickstand, aluminum stem, steel cranks, aluminum pedals, aluminum stem, steel handlebar, steel front rack, steel shock crown, everything else steel. And that's what the bike looks like, meaning it's mostly steel, but it looks cool. Okay, I have the 5th assist mode at maximum, the largest gear at the rear, and off we go. I have to press more than 1 revolution for it to start assisting, and I have to keep pushing for it to pull me up. He couldn't have done it on the motor alone. And now the same thing. Listen, only this time with the throttle and we're riding. Just the throttle. Well, he won't pull with the throttle alone. Look, I have to push because he can't ride with the throttle alone, so I have to help myself with the throttle and pedaling, and then he'll ride, but it's difficult for this bike to climb. Look at how absurd it is. We have a bike path here in that direction. On the right, we have a no bike zone, and now here we have another path, already shown, with an arrow pointing only downwards. So, don't write comments about me riding against traffic because there's no other option. Someone just made a mistake. And now I'm riding, listen, with the power steering off uphill, as you can see. And look, I'm riding like a regular bike. I don't get tired. It's really a lot of fun riding this bike. It's even making dogs bark. Look, I can ride it without a problem. Sure, it's a bit heavier than a regular bike, but it's comfortable, and I can accelerate and ride. Look, even 18 kilometers per hour uphill with 0 assist. Well, more than 1 revolution and the bike is assisting, but look, it's slowly assisting me. Slowly, 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 it's already assisting me up to 25 kilometers per hour. Nice, great. Well, I'll tell you, the assist is quite good. This bike is comfortable to ride. It has large wheels, and you can feel it. You simply feel high on this bike. You can simply feel the wheels. Comfortable riding position. Brakes. Well, those are mechanical brakes. And we're doing a brake test at 25 kilometers per hour. That's 4.5 meters. Again. That's 4.80 meters. Listen, we won't get much more out of this bike. Those are mechanical brakes, and with such large wheels, those 160mm discs are a bit too weak. You can stop up to 5 meters with these brakes at 4.80 meters, 4.5 meters, 480 meters. Nothing more. Okay, just check it out. We'll see if I can go faster than 25 kilometers per hour. I turn off the assist at this point and go 23 kilometers per hour and try to push the bike to more than 25 kilometers per hour. I'm already going 27, 29, 30 kilometers per hour. The wind is blowing in my face, but look, I can even go 35 kilometers per hour, 36 kilometers per hour on this bike, and without any significant effort. Look, the gears allow me to do that because I can still rev comfortably, so it rides really well. There's no significant rolling resistance. We're doing a breathlessness test, i.e., downhill at a speed higher than 25 kilometers per hour. We'll see when it starts assisting. I'm going 33 kilometers per hour and keep going. 30, 29, 28, 27, 65, 43 and over 323 kilometers per hour. Listen, and it starts assisting. There's no breathlessness. This bike, despite being a PA 2323 sensor, shows us the speed, so the reading is correct. Look, it's slightly uphill, and I'm just pretending to rev and go up it. He's pulling me at 23 kilometers per hour. What does letting go look like? Notice, 3D1. I stopped. Well, after a second, I start assisting. Notice, now. Oh, it's only just started now. So you have to wait a little longer for the assist to kick in. Although I'll try it in first gear now. Notice, now, and only now. So you have a slightly longer wait for the assist to kick in. It disengages quite quickly. See? Well, after a second, there's also a slight delay. But the engine, listen, doesn't jerk, that's important. The wheels are big, see, I'm going over bumps like that, and it handles well, but the assist is nice, it doesn't jerk. That's what it's really like. I appreciate controllers like this, designed this way, that don't just jerk. I have the impression that the bike is short because of the big wheels, which it isn't, but because of the big wheels, so yes, I think so. I'm sitting a little higher in position, and it seems to me that this bike is shorter, but it's quite good this way. The distance is well maintained, and we're at 40 kilometers per hour. Well, these big wheels are doing it. Look, the kickstand is wobbling at the back, but I'm going 40 kilometers per hour. Look. The chain and kickstand. Only the suspension is doing it, right? It's beating. Great. Wow, elegant. Listen, it handled it without a single problem. The turning ability of this bike. Seriously, look at such big wheels, and I can lie on the asphalt like a Grand Prix motorcycle. Cool, the position of this bike is great. I really like it. Upright. The handlebars aren't wide, but damn, they're tailored to your needs. Just straight, regular handlebars that are comfortable to hold. Now let's get a little more off-road. As you can see, it really handles these bumps. Quite bearable and comfortable.
Electric feeling, big wheels roll through the city, losing all control. Big comfort, like convenience, yeah. Just grow, making us far away.
Yes, those wheels are huge, but you see, the silhouette is quite nice. I have a comfortable position, so I'm really comfortable. And that suspension, look, it works beautifully too. It doesn't hit. Are light, so look, it's nice. Well, somewhere strong, then it'll only hit something strong, but it didn't hit anything strong on these bumps, so it's quite a ride on this bike. And look, 36 kilometers per hour. I'm already pedaling like that, so up to 40, as I said, it'll be bearable. I also had the opportunity to test a similar bike, the Orzel C29. It had similar wheels with similarly large wheels. Here we have 28 inches, also large, so it's nice. The basket, look, is also nice. Even the cables don't get in the way. It's also good for carrying a backpack, for example. Oh, that's how it is. There you go. And for shopping. You don't have to carry anything on your back. You can just put it on and ride. The look of this bike is quite appealing. The ergonomics, as I said, are quite good. And it handles really well. As for the balance of this bike, look, I can ride it without any problems, without holding on. This bike is very well balanced here and doesn't have any sway. As you can see, it's a basic bike, but it's quite well tailored and handles quite well while riding. The tread is city specific, but you can also ride some light gravel, so there won't be any problems there either. It's very comfortable to ride on this type of terrain. These forest tracks are simply amazing. You can easily traverse these types of roads on this bike. This isn't just a city bike, it's also suitable for this type of terrain. And we're going up a hill you're already familiar with. We'll see if this motor can handle the climb. We'll test it on our tried and true hill. So, off we go. So let's try. Look, it's muddy, but somehow it's managing. It's not completely devoid of my power assist, because if I ride on the throttle alone, this bike will practically stop. See? A little bit of your interference, unfortunately, you have to add, but it still handles quite well up this hill. You can't see how steep these hills are, but it's a really steep hill. 14 kilometers per hour, but it's going. We're up there, now it's picked up speed, look. And it's great, because look how balanced this bike is. I won't fall into a ditch. I can't tell you, listen, whether these components will last or not. These are standard components, the same as in all electric bikes made in China. They're the same as before, so I think that even if something breaks, you can buy it for a small amount of money and replace it yourself in one revolution. And it starts assisting me, one full revolution of the crank. Should I switch the power assist to 5th gear now? Look. And now 5th gear. Look how gently he'll assist me. Oh, slowly, 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 he's accelerating this bike, and only at 20 kilometers per hour do I have to brake because I'm out of space. He's doing it very slowly, listen, and it's great, because he smoothly introduces us to this power assist, so if you're among people, you don't have to be afraid that he'll just rip you off, because look, 2nd gear, and he's doing it gently. I can hold the handlebars with one hand and he doesn't rip me off. Look, he's riding calmly, slowly, it's great. It's not so jerky, not so chaotic. You can just tame it. Good. Look, VR is making it away. We've finished the tests. The LOOKROAD L28MIN is a nicely tuned bike. It has huge wheels, which is a huge plus. It has a battery that lasts for 80 kilometers. It has low rolling resistance, meaning you can ride practically like a regular bike when you're out of battery. It's nicely tuned, the saddle is very comfortable, and the seat post height adjustment is optimal for a meter. I'd even say 90, so you can easily adjust it yourself. The mudguards are also long and nice, protecting you from splashes when riding in the rain. The power steering, despite the pause sensor, is very well tuned, providing gentle support, preventing you from getting out of breath, and not jerking at the top end at 25 kilometers per hour. The speedometer is also well calibrated. These are also the drawbacks of this bike, because the basic components, because it's a cheap bike, are steel cranks and a steel frame. The brakes are a drawback. The brakes are slower, and the brakes are weak. They are disc brakes, although cable operated, but they're not very effective. You should be aware of that. The suspension, while nice and effective, works well with this bike, but there's no scope for any adjustment. Regarding legal issues, it has a 500W motor, which is a bit excessive, and a remote control that we can add, but it will only work at 25 kilometers per hour, meaning there won't be walk assist mode. You can completely remove the remote control, not even attach it, because I installed it for testing, but you can leave it off and the assist will be quite nice. It's nice that it also includes a front basket. That's another plus. The frame is a bit oversized at the bottom. Maybe not completely, but shorter people will definitely be able to sit comfortably on this bike. You won't spend too much money on it, so to speak. I'm not trying to convince you to buy this bike. It's another option for cheaper electric bikes. And I'll be saying goodbye to you. Take care, all the best. subscribe, like, because the train is coming and will leave us.
Physical high engine power. Flying
Traffic hour after.
after hour.
The field in.